Hello and welcome to part 4 of Honkai Impact chapter 1 of part 2. That's a little bit confusing. I will probably rename it in the future. And in the last part we did find out how the fear gathering works and how people trade their fear emotions for food, like or like other thing that they can imagine. Also we did find that there's no way back. However, Songque did show us an anchor located there, and when we examined the anchor, she told like it was not activated for thousands of years, and when we were in the like when Senadia came near to it, it got activated and we got transported back to the hometown of Entropy, like our main character. However, we left Coralies behind. She did not came with us because this weird machine here on the top told her to stay behind. And now Coralies with this weird machine are traveling together in the old city, and we back in the new city, something with Xio. So yeah, without further ado, let's find out what happened here. A little earlier.
我们这是回来了。
Are we back?
回来？
Back?
哦，这里就是你的家乡吗，寻梦者？
Oh, is this your hometown, Entropy?
这里就是地处欧夏市中心的安和大厦，是一处复合型商圈。我的学生宿舍也在这里。
Yeah, this is on terrace building in the corner of Oxia City, a compound commercial district. My students' dorm is also here. So the city is Oxia.
哇哦，这看上去可比琥珀街强100倍啊！
Wow, this looks 100 times better than Amber Street.
是吗？我倒是感觉两边都挺好玩的。
Is it so? I find them both quite enchanting though.
克拉丽，你听说过把学生宿舍放在商圈里的事情吗？
Coralies, have you ever heard about students' dorms built in commercial districts? But Coralies was not there.
克拉丽，
Coralies.
糟了，他难道没跟上我们，被落在另一边了？
Oh no! Did she not keep up with us and get left behind on the other side?
不行不行，那可得赶紧回去一趟。
We have to go back as fast as possible.
怎么什么反应也没有？
Huh? Why no reaction at all?
刚才不就是这样，还有这样？
Just now it was like this, this, and this. Yeah, and I think that Senadia is not the one who activated the portal back then.
果然，之前只是碰运气呢。
Well, guess you were just lucky before.
这下麻烦了。
Not good. Bang. Huh? Oh, it's the senior from Entropy.
我能理解转瞬即逝的不甘，但根据根源物质管理条例第22条。
I'm sorry, everyone. I understand the reluctance to let a fleeting moments slip away, but according to Regulation 22 of the Source Matter Management Regulations, unknown recurrent objects from the sea of data must be terminated on sight.
陈学姐，你还是别拿陌生人开玩笑吧。他们怎么知道根源物质管理条例根本没有第22条嘛？
By the way, she's really based the seniority like Changxue, don't you think this joke might be a bit much for newcomers? I mean, they are supposed to know Term 22 in the source meta management regulation doesn't even exist.
你干嘛一下就揭穿我嘛？真没意思。
Why do you have to give me away so quickly? You're no fun.
那么正式自我介绍一下。
Well then, let me formally introduce myself.
我是你们这位朋友的学姐洛晨雪，目前在数据研究所工作，大家叫我陈雪就可以了。
I'm your friend senior, Luo Shenque. Currently working at the Data Research Institute. Just call me Shenque.
原来如此，各位在数据之海的深处相遇，之后流落到了一个叫廊丘的地方，结识了这位松雀小姐，又在希娜同学的帮助下，机缘巧合的回到了这寻梦者的家乡。
I see. After meeting in the tips of Sea of Data, you got stranded in a place called Langqiu. Befriended Miss Songque, and with the help of Senna, you confidently returned to the hometown of this dream seeker.
怎么你也开始用这个名字称呼我了？
Why do you started calling me that too?
因为这个名字很酷嘛，对吧，希娜同学？
Because it sounds cool, right, Senna?
那当然啦。
Yeah, sure it does.
虽说还不知道梦中的另一个我是什么情况，但也多亏了他，我们才能拥有星之环这样的力量。
Although we don't know what's up with the other me in the dream, thanks to her, we now have the power of the astral rings.
这么一想，所谓数据之海还真是个神奇的地方，不仅能让我们和外星人相遇，甚至还能看到姐姐你给寻梦者打电话的样子。
Thinking about it, the so-called Sea of Data is indeed a magical place. Not only did it let us encounter aliens, but we could also see your dialing entropy.
哦，那好像也不能叫做打电话。哎，总之，寻梦者的通信器之前的确接到了这边的信号啊，只不过通讯太不稳定，没办法回复消息。
I can't be sure if that counts as dialing. Anyway, entropy did receive the signal from this end before. It's just that the communication was too unstable to reply.
复现情景，活跃的末日之锚。
The recurrent scenario. The active anchor of the apocalypse. Right. This is an anchor for apocalypse. They deliberately named this apocalypse just to mess with us.
会和历史上的那件事有关吗？因为这里还有一位。
Could it be related to that historical incident which we probably don't quite know about? And there's another one here. So the anchors are probably a device that binds together all this or stabilize all these bubble universes across the Mars.
那么这样来看，究竟谁是主体，谁又是客体呢？
So looking at it this way, who is the subject and who is the object? As if there was no one around, the researcher named Shenque immersed herself in contemplation. Taking a few steps forward, the red-headed girl deliberately positioned herself in front of Shenque, geared up to drive her out from that immersive world. But right now...
啊，没关系，只是稍稍思考了一下。
It's fine. I'm just giving it a brief thought.
之前一直没有怎么说话的那位，你是叫松雀小姐吧？
You haven't spoken much. I guess you are Miss Songque, right?
看到这个自由发展了100年的世界，感想如何？
Seeing this world that has evolved freely for 100 years, what are your thoughts?
哎，专门问我吗？
Huh? Are you asking me?
那当然了，毕竟你
Of course. After all, you are... Do you know something that we don't know?
哦，看来其他人还没有意识到啊。那把这件事当做一个悬念按下不表，倒也不错。
Oh, looks like the authors haven't realized it yet. Well, keeping it as suspense does add a nice touch. Huh?
好，言归正传。虽说赫利亚小姐此刻一定很担心自己同伴的安危，但依我之见，你只要在这末日之矛附近耐心等待片刻，关于她的消息或许就会自己送上门来。
Alright, back to the topic. Although you, Miss Helia, are probably very worried about the safety of your companion right now, in my opinion, if you patiently wait near this encore of the apocalypse for a moment, news about her might come to you.
虽然我的确不够了解这边世界的情况，但你的意思是，我们现在什么也做不了吗？
While I'm not very familiar with the situation in this world, are you saying there's nothing we can do right now?
你可以这么理解。
Yes, you can say so.
归根结底，
In the end... Huh?
哟，比我想象中还要快不少啊！
Ah, a lot quicker than I expected.
喂喂，那边是寻梦者吗？赫利亚是不是还和你在一起？
Hello, hello. Is that you, Entropy? Is Helia still with you?
克拉丽，是你吗？克拉丽，
Coralie, is that you? Coralie?
笨蛋，你在火星上还能认识几个克拉丽？
Idiot. How many Coralies do you know on Mars?
还是说我应该装模作样的说一声
Or should I say, bother to say?
好久不见？
Long time no see.
哦，我原本以为那个叫做末日之矛的东西已经很古怪了，现在这又是什么情况？
Ah, I thought the thing called Encore of the Apocalypse was already strange enough. What's going on now? By the way, this is that gadget.
哦，是希纳迪亚，那松雀一定也和你们在一起了。
Ah, it's an idea. Then Songque must be with you all.
听到其他人从这里面发出声音还真是奇怪。不过的确，咱也跟着过来了。
It feels weird to hear your voice coming from here, but yeah, I came along as well.
哎呀，这地方可真是太繁华了。看上面的数字，他们家这楼怕不是有100层呢。店铺也比琥珀街多了好多，咱眼睛都不知道该看哪里了。
Look how happy she is. Man, she's so well designed. I have such a weakness for her right now. Oh, this place is so bustling. Look at the numbers up here. Her building must have at least 100 floors. And there are so many more shops that on Amber Streets that I don't even know where to look.
这也不是我家呀，
Oh,
只是我家恰巧在这栋楼里而已。
I don't own this building. It just happened that I live here.
嗨，没差没差，你既然住在这里，那邻里街坊不也都像你的家人一样？
It doesn't matter since you live here. Aren't you neighbors all like your family?
那个，现代社会不会这样了。
Well, it doesn't quite work like that in modern society.
很抱歉打搅你们的兴致，但克拉丽还有更重要的事情需要和松雀商量。
你们之间的通话是我个人铺就的探索性尝试，并不适合用来唠家常。
Sorry to interrupt. Coralie has more important matters to discuss with Songque. This communication between you is an exploratory attempt I personally arranged, and is not suitable for casual chatting.
原来正主也在呀。
Oh, you're here too. Yeah, let's tell Sus that you know her.
简单介绍一下，这个声音是绝，
Perception.
算是这种法器本来会发出的声音。
Let me do a quick intro. This is Perception. You would expect this kind of artifact to make this sound.
之前一直没来得及给你们引荐，别看她现在冷冰冰的，当年也称得上是一位美妇人呢。
I haven't had the chance to introduce her to you before. Don't let her current aloofness fool you. She used to be quite a beautiful lady.
松雀，算上你们，通路今天打开过2次。
Thank you. Including yours, the pathway opened twice today. Twice? In one day, and when it was not open for like thousands of years? That's sus. 啊？
今天是多长的时间范围？从10点20分开始，我就一直在监测末日之矛的数据。在寻梦者返回之前，并没有任何异常发生。
How long is this time frame for today? I have been monitoring the data of the Encore of Apocalypse Science 1020, and there were no anomalies before entropy returned.
那可不好说，我判断不了那么精确。
Can't say for sure. I couldn't judge that precisely.
但出于保险起见，也许你们需要排查一下影子是否顺着通路渗透到了你们的世界。
But just to be safe, maybe you should check if the shadows have infiltrated your world through the pathway.
考虑到我也与他们有着千丝万缕的联系，克拉丽和我如今能够和身处不同世界的你们轻松恢复联系，也同样实有蹊跷。
Considering my close ties to them, the fact that Coralie and I can easily go back in touch with you guys, despite being in different worlds, is just as odd.
的确如此。我们此刻正身处琥珀街，也就是远离那个矛的位置。明白事情哪里奇怪了吗？
That's true. We are currently on Emerald Street, far from the Anchor's location. Do you understand? No? At which point things got weird? Man, this world, Anchor.
我们此刻的通话，或许与末日之矛的异状没有任何关系。
Could it be that our current conversation has nothing to do with the Anchor of Apocalypse? Anomaly?
不错，寻梦者的姐姐悟性很好。
Correct. You got good instincts, the senior of entropy. Looks like everyone knows you already.
但这样一来，事情可就变得麻烦了。
But now things might get complicated.
麻烦？是说天上不会掉馅儿饼吗？
Complicated? Is this because peas would not fall from the sky? Peas?
的确可以这么说。
Pies. Oh, pies. You could say that.
末日之矛并不神秘，简单来说，它是世界炮中独一无二的起点。只要有足够强大或者能与之共鸣的能量形式，就可以帮助我们进入更高的维度。
The Anchor of the Apocalypse isn't as mysterious as it sounds. Simply put, it's a unique anchor in the bubble universe that can help us access higher dimensions with strong or resonating energy. Higher dimensions?
话虽如此，希娜同学与末日之矛产生了共鸣，让我们和其他的世界建立起了联系。 这的确是一件十分令人惊奇的事。只是
Speaking of resonance, Senna and the Encore of Apocalypse had one. Okay, it's probably Senna was the one who activated it, and I was wrong, which allowed us to establish contact with other worlds. It's truly remarkable, but
如果我们此刻建立的通信其实与末日之矛毫无关系，那么整个欧夏市的稳定性或许都在面临挑战。
if our current communicator isn't related to the Anchor, then the whole Oxia stability may be at risk.
我原本还在思考要如何尽地主之谊，为寻梦者的各位伙伴接风洗尘，但现在看来，我反而有新的任务需要拜托大家。
I was pondering how to extend hospitality and welcome everyone, but now it seems I might need your help.
虽然目前还没有发生危机的迹象，但考虑到事态潜在的严重性，我希望各位客随主便，暂时根据我的指示行动。
There's no sign of crisis yet, but considering the potential severity, I hope you can act according to my instructions for the time being.
没关系，不用客气，我们都听你的。
No problem, we are ready for your orders.
好，说是指示，现阶段倒也不必大动干戈。
Good. There's no need for drastic measures at this stage.
由寻梦者希纳迪亚、赫利亚组成一队，松雀和我组成另一队。大家先暗中探访目前这个楼层中的店铺，调查有没有和你们所说的影子相关的异常。
Entropy, Senagia, and Helia shall form one team, while Songque and I form another. Let's quietly check out the shops on this floor for any anomaly related to the shadows. Speaking of anomalies, the little dog got into this one with us, I
世界炮的
remember.
稳定性是件大事，我不希望在有切实证据之前就盲目搅乱大家的日常生活。这一点，我们可以达成共识吗？
Bubble universe stability is vital. Now that we don't have solid proof, let's not disrupt everyone's daily life. Agreed?
我当然没有问题，
Absolutely.
我也没有问题。
Count me in.
松雀小姐，
What about you, Miss Songque?
你们别看我呀，我哪有什么问题呀？只是这附近实在太好看了，我刚刚有点走神而已。
Don't mind me. I'm on board too. Just got lost in the beauty around here. That's all.
没关系。寻梦者和我对这栋安和大厦都非常了解，大家在调查途中想了解什么，只要问我们两个就好。
Alright, Entropy and I know Antares building inside out. If you need info during the investigation, feel free to ask.
而行动路线，机关类的公共部门还有楼上的店面，就由我来搞定吧。
As for the routes, leave those public departments and the upstairs shops to me.
寻梦者可以去看看古墨、巢居、丝之梦、甜蜜舌尖、668百货这几家店有没有可疑的情况，然后大家在楼下的市民大厅重新碰头。
Entropy, can you check Antiquing, Idle Dwelling, Silky Dreams, Sweet Tooth, and 668 Emporium? We will meet in the Civic Hall downstairs. So many different names.
事不宜迟，我们这就各自出发吧。
No time to waste. Shall we head out?
这么快吗？
Already?
那当然了，就算概率只有0.001%，这也不是什么小事。您就暂且服从命令，听指挥吧。
Well, even if there's a very small chance, it's not something we can risk. Follow the orders from now, please. With that, Thanxue push Songque away.
交给我吧。 也只好按陈学姐说的去做了。
I will just do as Songque said. Okay, and in this city, my frame rate is terrible. What? You just... This is just saw.
怎么了？
What was it?
眼前闪过了数据之海的幻觉，已经没事了。
Just an illusion from the sea of data, nothing serious.
不要紧吗？要不要先休息一下？
Are you sure about that? Do you need a break?
真没事，在数据之海里待太久了，偶尔是会有这种副作用，过一段时间自然就好了。
It's really nothing. Being in the sea of data for too long can have side effects sometimes. I will pass in a bit.
走吧，我们先去书店里
It
看
will
看。
pass in a bit. Let's go check out the bookstore first.
晴朗的日子里，有时候也会想和太阳聊聊天呢。
Not bookstore. Oh, it is bookstore. Antique ink.
你好，今天也来陪猫咪们玩吗？
Aww. Greetings. Are you here to play with kitties? Huh? Is this where we the first time woke up?
这是新朋友吗？欢迎欢迎。
Are we expecting some new friends? Welcome, welcome.
我倒也不是带他们来玩的。
Oh, we are not really here for playtime. The Dream Seeker briefly consulted Songque, the store clerk, about what Century wanted to know. Century.
今天店里没有什么奇怪的事情呢，是非常和平的一天。
Nothing out of the ordinary occurred in the shop so far. It's been a rather peaceful day.
所以是陈学姐有什么事吗？
So is there anything bothering Century?
没有没有，就是他想确认一下自己的新实验对周边有没有造成影响。
No, nothing at all. She merely wanted to ensure that her latest experiment didn't cause any disturbance in the vicinity.
那真的没有啦，你就让她放心吧。
There's really nothing to fret about. Please tell her not to worry.
我也还有工作，就不打扰你们啦。
I still have work to do. Don't mind if I...
你忙吧。
Certainly not. Go ahead.
这周的大作业是不是还没有交？
New NPC models looks great, by the way. Oh.
哦，没想到你信口开河也有一手啊。
Wow, who knew you had such a knack for excuses?
他应该是指你那套所谓新实验的说法。
I guess she's talking about your latest experiment?
这也不算说谎吧。末日之矛的异状对陈学姐来说，确实就像一项新实验一样嘛。
Well, it's not exactly a lie, is it? The anchor of the apocalypse situation is kind of like a fresh experiment for Songque.
看来以后就算要去当坏蛋，寻梦者的表现也不会太差呢。
Looks like if you ever go the path of a villain, you would make quite a good one.
你这究竟是夸我还是损我啊？
Was that a compliment? Or a jab at me?
不过我刚才就很好奇，这位陈雪小姐的职业究竟是什么？为什么看上去掌握了不少权力的样子？
But I have been curious for a while. What's Songque's profession exactly? She seems to have some serious clout.
权力吗？与其说是
Clout,
陈
you
学姐有
say?
什么权力，倒不如说是数据研究所对欧夏时相当重要吧。
Rather than clout, it's more like the Data Research Institute holds great significance for Oxia City.
毕竟大家生活在一个世界泡里，出了这栋大厦，开车不出3个小时就会到达世界的边境。
After all, we reside in a bubble universe. Step outside this building, and a mere 3-hour drive will take you to the world's edge.
在这种情况下，城市的运转就相当依赖于从数据之海中提取的万能材料根源物质。真要说起来，它的性质倒是和我们在廊丘见到的维吉略有相似之处。
So city life here relies heavily on the material extracted from the sea of data, source matter. Oh, on that note, it's similar to what we saw in Langchu, that fear gathering thing.
怎么，你们这边也要收集恐惧？
Wait, you collecting fear here too?
那当然不是了，只不过从数据之海中提取加工的根源物质，可以通过编程的方法固化为世界泡中任意的物理材料，是这种万能性的相似。
Of course not. It's just extracting and tweaking source matter that can be coded into any physical material in the bubble universe. It's quite versatile. It's the same, but without fear? So the thing is a sea of data. They actually can materialize basically everything. Physical, yeah.
我们倒没有研发出能够直接把根源物质批量转化成面包或者饼干的方法。
But we haven't devised a means to directly convert source matter into bread or cookies. So the difference is they can't do it for food.
原来如此，那就是和石油差不多了。
I see. So it's somewhat like petroleum.
石油？
Petroleum?
没事，你把它想成地球上的根源物质就行。
Well, just think of it as a source matter on Earth. I don't even know what petroleum is.
这样想来，我的身体该不会也是由这种根源物质构成的？
But if you follow this line of thought, does it mean my body might also be made of this source matter?
这个问题倒是很难讲，因为在转换成普通物质之后，根源物质自身的特性就会消失殆尽。
That's a tricky one. Once it's converted into regular substance, the inherent characteristics of the source matter vanished.
也就是说，从过去的经验来看，普通人和我们应该并没有任何生理性的区别。
In other words, based on past experiences, there should not be any physiological difference between regular people and us. Can even create people with source matter.
啊，原来如此。看来我能启动那个末日之矛的原因应该不在这里。
I see, so that's probably not the reason why I was able to activate the Honkai of the Apocalypse.
纠结没有答案的问题也没有意义。
There's no point getting tangled up in questions without answers.
好，那我们就继续调查吧。
Alright, let's continue our investigation, shall we?
晴朗的日子里，有时候也会想和太阳聊聊天呢。
Okay, next one is Idle Dwelling.
你好，啊，又是你。这次打算和朋友们一起挑点家具。
Looks like we are quite often here. Hello, oh, it's you again. Planning to pick up some furniture with your friends this time?
那倒不是。
Not exactly. The Dream Seeker briefly consulted Jujian, the salesperson, about what Songque wanted to know. Songque.
奇怪的是，没听说过。
Strange things, haven't heard of any. I feel like we're wasting our time. But, well, they don't know that the dog is got here, but I have a feeling that we will not find anything useful here.
我倒是希望真有什么超自然力量，把我手里这些传单都变成钞票。
I wish there would be some supernatural power that could turn this flies in my hand into cash though.
超自然力量，钞票。
Huh? Supernatural forces? Cash?
怎么？想起什么线索了吗？
What is it? Did you remember something?
这个真没有，我还盼着发生点什么奇怪的事，好让我趁机休2天假呢。
Honestly, none. I was hoping for something weird to happen, so I could take a couple of days off.
他今天的反应好像有点奇怪，
His reaction today seems a bit odd.
不知道雨停之后会不会有彩虹呢？
Are you sus here? By the way, I don't have frame drops? Tracks right now? Okay, interesting.
有时候也想去一些奇奇怪怪的地方。
Other sides directly from...
第二天要交作业。
No, I don't have to forget that Honkai back at their sides too.
也是知觉的一部分。
Okay, Silky Dream.
欢迎来到死之梦，请问有什么能帮到各位吗？
Welcome to the Silken Dreams. How may I assist you all? Oh man, this man looks really dehydrated or hungry. Starves. The Dream Seeker briefly consulted about the situation.
原来如此，是陈雪小姐的实验。本店并没有遭遇任何异常，不过
I see. It's about Miss Chenchu experiment. We haven't encountered any anomalies in the store forever.
怎么了？有什么顾虑吗？
What's wrong? Any concerns?
并不是顾虑什么。刚才你们用寻梦者来称呼我的这位邻居，对吧？我只是听到这个称呼，不免有一些感慨而已。
Not at all. Did you just refer to my nightbot here as a dream seeker? I feel like I have heard of that term before.
感慨。
Huh?
你们了解埃律西昂的神话吗？在他们的传说中，有一群能够逆时光而行的天选之人，就被称作寻梦者。
Yeah. Do you know about the myth of Elysium? 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 In the legends, there's a group of chosen ones who can travel back through time. They are called the Dream Seekers. Okay, I know what I need to research after it.
据说这些寻梦者能够潜入一个人的梦境，再从另一个人的梦境上浮。他们依靠这样的手段回到过去，观测历史上的一切。
Ain't no way! It sounds so cool, Winston. Supposedly those dream seekers can enter someone's dream and then emerge from another person's dream. They use this method to go back in time and observe everything in history. This is sick! This is actually really sick.
啊，寻梦者，你知道这个吗？
Oh, entropy, any ideas?
我没听说过。
No, I never heard about that.
这也没什么，所谓神话，不过是一些茶余饭后的谈资，原本就不值一审。
It's nothing. Myths are just bedtime stories. Not worth a second of thoughts.
不过，如果各位有兴趣，我这里倒是有本旧杂志可以借给你们。
However, if you are interested, I do have an old magazine you can borrow. Art of Literature, Elysium Mythology. So this piece I will go through when I explore the map. Okay, so we skip to the main story.
闪电
The dog.
后面是什么来着？
The dog. Where was the dog? Here? Dog?
对于外面的世界来说，世界跑。
Sweet tooth. Madame? Man! All these NPCs look like playable characters. Oh, okay. Sorry.
有时候也想去一
Don't
些奇
digress,
奇怪
don't
怪的
digress,
地方，
don't digress.
可惜
欢迎光临甜蜜蛇街。
Welcome to Sweet Tooth.
这不是游云老师的学生吗？是带新朋友来做客吗？
Aren't you Professor's your youth student? But bringing new friends along for a visit?
如果有时间，我倒是很想带他们品尝一下斯威特小姐的手艺呢。不过，
If there is time, I would love to treat them to Miss Sweet's culinary skills, but the Dreamseeker briefly explains.
奇怪的是啊，哦，刚刚我好像丢了一罐奶油，这个算吗？
Strange things. Well, I think I lost a can of cream just now. Does that count? Or is this one of the situations where a can of cream just seems very like ordinary, but it was the dog that actually counts to it?
有一罐开封过的奶油，也不知被人放在了哪里，突然就找不到了。
It was an open can, but I have no idea where it was put. And no, I can't find it at all.
那只是你店里的人粗心大意，又不好意思承认错误吧？
And we don't take it seriously. Sounds like one of your people got careless, but won't own up to the mistake.
不应该啊！我明明专门训练过他们，每样东西都要收纳到固定的位置。
It can't be. I specifically trained them to organize everything into fixed positions.
该不会是被谁偷吃了？
Could have someone eaten it?
那不会啦，谁会单单把奶油拿去偷吃呀？又不是楼下书店里的那些猫咪。
Nah, that wouldn't happen. Who would just target a single can of cream? It's not like they are cats that hang around the bookstore downstairs.
不过说到这个，可以麻烦大家一趟，把这桶猫饭带给安杰小姐吗？我可以预支甜品作为报酬啊。
But speaking of which, could you all do me a favor and take the cat food to Miss Engel? I can offer the desserts in advance as a reward.
晴朗的日子里，
Well,
有时候也会
desserts
想和
in
他聊聊
advance.
天呢。
You think I forgot? Think I forgot?
欢
Welcome
迎
to the
光临
Sweet
甜
Tooth.
蜜蛇街。
Thank you for hospitality. I don't remember taking any desserts.
这家店丢了一罐奶油，倒也不算有什么异常。
A can of cream missing from this restaurant? That doesn't sound so abnormal, does it?
偶尔，斯威特小姐自己也会粗心大意。
Yeah, occasionally, Sweet herself can be a bit absent-minded.
不过，刚刚他提到的游云老师，是寻梦者你的老师吗？
But just now, she mentioned Professor Yoyun. Is that your teacher, Entropy?
的确，她是陈学姐和我的导师，也是数据研究所的所长。
That's right. She's our mentor, and also the director of the Data Research Institute.
只是老师他经常出差，所以平常都是陈学姐在组织日常工作。
Since she's often on business trips, it's usually Cheng Xue who manage the day-to-day affairs of the institute.
哟，你这人脉条件好像很不错啊。
Wow, you have got some good connections. Not only good connections, she has some good overpowered abilities.
算了，本人如果毫无意识，提这个话题好像也没有任何意义。不过，出于考察任务的需要，之后请务必把我们引荐给你的老师。
Forget it. Bringing up this topic seems pointless if one is not aware of it. But for the sake of the investigation, please make sure to introduce us to your mentor later.
当然没问题。不过老师出差一趟往往很久，1年18个月里，可能有12个月都不在研究所，甚至不在世界炮里。
Sure, no problem. But when she goes on a trip, it can be quite a while. She might not be at the institute or even in the bubble universe for 10 out of 80 months of a year. So let's fact check how does long a year on Mars. Okay, I just checked and it seems like that Mars have 24 months and not 18, but okay, sure.
等等，你刚才说什么？1年18个月？
Wait, what did you just say? 80 months in a year?
18个月有什么问题吗？
Yeah, is there a problem with it?
洛星的1年就是18个月呀，1年一共668天，或者669天。
On Lotion, a year is 80 months, a total of 66.8 or 66.9 days. On Lotion, a year is 80 months and totally of 668 or 669 days, which is correct. So this is correct, but this 80 months will mean that 1 month is 37 or 38 days long, which is not in Earth days. So the information about 24 months is in Earth days.
哦，我知道了，地球的1年只有300多天，所以1年不太可能有18个月，是这样吗？
I got it. Earth's year is only about 300 days and some, so having 80 months in a year doesn't make sense, right?
那当然，1年12个月，总共365天或者366天。
Of course not. A year on Earth had 12 months, totaling 365 or 366 days.
原来如此。
Wait, why are they always on a day off?
年龄是不是会被你们当成小孩子啊？
Wasn't it the day off? You have... Okay. I think she ate like 1 day. I see. If you were to mention your age on Lotion, wouldn't you be considered a child?
年龄也只是一个代表时间的数字而已吧。而且也有理论认为，物种的成熟年限大部分是由其所在星球的公转周期所决定的。
Age is just a representation of time, right? And there's a theory that the maturing period of a species is mostly determined by the planet's orbital cycle.
总而言之，甜蜜舌尖这边也没什么问题。如果668百货那边也一切如常，就可以大致确定，我们在末日之矛上引发的现象，基本没有影响到附近人们的生活。
Anyway, Sweet Tooth checks out. If 668 Emporium is normal too, we can roughly conclude that the phenomenon triggered by the Honkai of the Apocalypse hasn't significantly affected the lives of the people nearby.
如果真是这样，那就再好不过了。虽然是第一次来，但我很喜欢这里热热闹闹的感觉。
If that's the case, then it's great. Even though it's my first time here, I really like the lively atmosphere.
这也就是很普通的城市商圈吧。算了，你喜欢就好。
It's just a typical city shopping district. Well, as long as you are enjoying yourself.
看来克拉丽和赫利亚的家乡也一定是个非常有意思的地方呢。
Coralies and Helia's hometown must be an interesting place too.
这个大概见仁见智吧。
Well, I'm not sure about that.
不过现在倒也不是适合闲聊的时候。 事不宜迟，我们或许还是先完成陈雪小姐布置给寻梦者的任务，然后按时抵达集合地点为好。
But it's not the time for small talk. Perhaps we should complete the task Qingxue assigned to Entropy first, so that we can arrive at the meeting point on time.
嘿嘿，你说的没错。
You're right.
我想到了一个绝妙的发明，
可惜这里纸太小，记不下。
But to be honest, it is quite fancy here. Awesome. By the way, this woman
轻拂的风，也是知觉的一
reminds me a
部分
little bit on Kafka. Okay. Check you.
你好，欢迎光临668百货商店。
Hello. Welcome to 668 Emporium.
戴墨，今天商店里有没有什么异常情况？陈学姐拜托我来问问你。
Demo? Is there anything unusual in the store today? Chengxue asked me to check it with you.
稍等，请允许我校验一下数据库。
Hold on. Please allow me to verify with the database.
以数据研究所的标准，今日欧夏市内的所有668百货商店均无异常。
By the standards of the Data Research Institute, there are no anomalies in any 668 Entroporius within Oxia City today.
不过，作为特殊事项，我已经把陈雪小姐的这项关切提交至系统后台。如果今天晚些时候668百货商店发生任何异常事件，系统都会把相关信息推送至数据研究所。
However, as a special case, I have submitted Miss Chengchue's concern to the system backend. If there's any abnormal events at 668 Emporium later today, the system will send relevant informations to the Data Research Institute.
太好了，辛苦你了，戴墨。
Great. Thanks for your help, Demo.
不客气，这是今天的福利打折券，期待您再次惠顾。
You're welcome. Here's today's discount coupon. We look forward to your next visit.
所以，刚才和你们说话的那个声音是人工智能。
So, the voice we just talked to was an IE?
好像是这样的。
Seems like this.
你们说戴墨吗？它是分布式机型，严格来说，每一家668百货的店员其实都是它。
You mean Demo? She's a distributed model. Strictly speaking, every clerk in each 668 Emporium is her. Or it's like Catherine from Genshin.
你们这个世界炮未免也太奢侈了。
Your bubble universe is awfully luxurious.
没事，管中窥豹，我倒是大致明白了，那种根源物质能为你们带来什么。
Well, seeing a path revealed the whole, I have a rough idea now of what that source matter brings to you.
尽管只是个世界炮，看来也相当值得我们的地球羡慕。
Even though it's just a bubble universe, I feel that it's quite enviable compared to our Earth.
不废话了，我们还是快点去那个什么市民大厅和松雪他们会合吧。
Enough small talk, let's go to that city hall, right? And meet up with Songque and Chengxue.
晴朗的日子里
Chengxue.
有时候也会想和太阳聊聊天。
Okay. It feels like really we didn't do progress much, even if it's like already almost 1 hour in. But we
逛逛街吧。
found out more about this city. Okay, let's go to the Oxia City then.
陈学姐，
Ah, Shengxue, you're alive.
我也刚到。
Yeah, I just got here.
怎么样？你们在那些店附近有发现什么不对劲的地方吗？
So, did you all notice anything strange near those stores?
完全没有呢。
Absolutely nothing.
硬要说的话，甜蜜舌尖的斯威特小姐丢了一罐奶油，不过可能只是因为她自己粗心大意。
If I had to say something, Miss Sweet from Sweet Tooth lost a can of cream, probably just due to her own carelessness. No way, it was the dog, I swear.
果然，我这边的情况也是类似。
As expected, it's similar on my end.
松雀小姐没有和你在一起吗？
Huh? Isn't Miss Songque with you?
我拜托他再做一些更细致的调查，用于我们完全不同的方式。
Yeah, I asked her to conduct a more detailed investigation using methods completely different from ours.
你们是得多依靠依靠他。
You can rely on her more, you know?
你是……哦，松雀那件法器的声音。
Are you... Oh, the artifact of Songque.
当然，我一边和克拉丽调查着琥珀街的情况，一边也跟踪着你们的进展。
Of course, I was investigating the situation on Amber Street with Coralies, while also tracking your progress.
与大家一样，我们在琥珀街也没有任何进展。
Like everyone else, we haven't made any progress either.
不，没有进展，这同样也是一种进展。
Yet, no, progress is also kind of progress. Wise words. Hell, I kind of always tell it to me too. myself.
别误会，我现在也无法得出具体的结论。
Don't get me wrong, I can't draw specific conclusions right now.
但是我相信松雀。
But I trust Songque.
我也是。
I did it too. I hope Songque is not just shopping right now.
松雀，他到底是什么人呀？之前好像也不怎么厉害的样子。
Who is Songque exactly? She didn't seem that capable before, right? In our dream, she was quite capable with this gadget.
这的确是个好问题。松雀的伙伴，你觉得我们应该谁来介绍这件事？
Well, this is actually a good question. Hey, Songque companion, who do you think should explain this matter?
那还是你来吧。从我的角度介绍，事情难免会有时偏颇。
That's a nice Uno reverse. Would you please do it? From my perspective, things might get biased.
好呀，正好借着这里的展板，我也帮这位寻梦者补习历史知识。
Right, wait a moment. I remember this woman does know Songque a little bit because she was about to say us something about her. Sure, I can also use the display board here to help Entropy brush up on some history knowledge. Wait, do you want to tell me that Songque and the other city, Amber, the X whatever city, are the same but in different timelines? And probably Songque is like the history bigger from it?
这周的大作业是不是还没有交？
Okay, let's learn a little bit about history.
"这里展示的是100年前人们建立欧夏市的历史。
What's displayed here in the history of Oxia City being built 100 years ago.
当时正值大崩坏的前夜，本征世界的落星已经岌岌可危。
At the time, on the eve of the Great Eruption, flourishing in the proper world was in jeopardy.
在这样的状况下，有一群志愿者 他们决定巧妙地利用大崩坏中的力量，创造出一个可以不受崩坏影响的世界炮，让人们在其中安居乐业。
In such a situation, a group of volunteers decided to utilize the power of the Great Eruption to cleverly create a bubble universe that would be unaffected by Honkai. By the way, it's the same Honkai that Honkai on Earth, right? Allowing people to live and walk in peace. They did use the Great Eruption for their uses. Man, people from back there could use Honkai energy like just always. They are far more better than us.
的确，历史老师是这么讲的。所以，你是说那种力量？
Indeed, that's what the history teacher said. So you mean that kind of power?
那种力量在一些非官方史料中被称作影中诅咒。
Yeah, that power is some unofficial historical records. Is referred to as the curse in the shadows. Again, shadows.
根据他们的说法，在100年前的欧夏，
Oxia
影子原本是一种恐怖的存在，是大崩坏的具体表现。
Shadows. Great eruption. A lot of keywords. Yep, according to their accounts, in the Oxia of 100 years ago, shadows were originally a terrifying existence, a concrete manifestation of the great eruptions. So it's the shadows, it's the byproduct of great eruption.
难道说狼丘就是？
Could it be that Langchu is?
哎，别急着下判断。
Don't jump to conclusions.
在那些非官方的记载中，对抗大崩坏的奇迹被归结在了少数几个人的身上，说他们牺牲自我，让新生的欧夏市得以一劳永逸地摆脱外界的影响。
In those unofficial records, the miracle against the Great Eruption is attributed to a few individuals who sacrificed themselves, allowing the newly formed Oxia City to permanently escape existential influences. Get me straight. A little bit hard to follow here. But it looks like Langchu is the main city, and from Langchu they did get to Oxia? Huh.
不过，比起有7个伟大的存在将我们从大崩坏中拯救了出来，更多人还是愿意相信是无数普通人同舟共济，帮助我们的文明度过了那次危机。
However, instead of believing in 7 great individuals saving us from the Great Eruption, more people prefer to believe that countless ordinary people work together to help our civilization overcome that crisis. Reflect on the different attitudes of your people towards these entities, and you should understand what I'm saying.
我的确能理解，只是
I do understand, it's just
只是情况有所不同。
that the situation is a bit different.
在我们的家乡，确实有活生生的神存在，你甚至能在联机游戏里查询到他惨不忍睹的战绩。
In our hometown, there is indeed a living goddess. You can even check out her horrible records in multiplayer games. This is too good.
地球的情况确实特殊一些，即使不谈地球之神，
No, Kiana is not only get bullied by Bronya, but also by Coralie. Earth situation is indeed unique. Even if we don't talk about the god of Earth, yeah, Earth situation is that much unique that we actually defeated the thing that probably destroyed you, if that's the same Honkai.
崩坏兽、绿者，甚至崩坏病，这些也或许都是我们那里独有的现象。
Honkai beasts, Hershas, and even Honkai disaster, they might all be phenomena unique to our place. And again, they both referring to the thing Honkai. Is this like ultimatum word for it? Because they have different word for the Sea of Data and Sea of Quanta, but they have both the same word for Honkai. It was not the same on the planet the Seven Vitas planet. Pro on Phosphorus.
确实都是一些陌生的词汇呢。
Indeed, those are all unfamiliar terms.
对乐星来说，曾经困扰我们的大崩坏，概括起来非常单纯。
For Loshin, the Great Eruption was once troubled, as can be summarized quite simply.
在100余年前的某一天，洛星的学者们突然发现，本征世界正在被一股暗能量缓缓撕裂。他们意识到，尽管原理不明，自己的世界正不可逆地向着数据之海下沉。
On a certain day, over 100 years ago, Loshing scholars suddenly discovered that the proper world was slowly being torn apart by a dark energy. They realized that, for reason unknown, their world was irreversibly sinking towards the Sea of Data. The proper world or the bubble universe? It was already a bubble universe before?
如果那个时代的人们不有所行动，世界的结局将显而易见。毕竟那些已经沉入其中的部分，全都变成了根源物质和凌乱的数据。
If the people of that era didn't take action, the world's fate would be obvious. After all, those parts that had already sunken had dissolved into source matter and chaotic data. Source matter and chaotic data. Feels like you can just refer this like an energy from the proper world that got eaten by antimatter and like stuck into the sea of data.
对世界炮来说，
Quanta.
那的确是他们的终焉。
For the bubble universe, that was indeed their finality.
不过，既然他们已经度过了大崩坏，难道是也有人像幽兰戴尔前辈曾经做到过的那样，将这里彻底稳定了下来吗？
Okay. However, since they had already survived the Great Eruption, could it be that someone stabilized this place completely like Durandal did in the past with the Anka. Why is in word Anka the or?
等等，你刚才说，有7个伟大的存在将我们从大崩坏中拯救了出来。
Wait a minute, you just said 7 great individuals saving us from the Great Eruption.
在这个版本的故事里，他们是怎么做到的？
How did they achieve that in this version of the story? Speaking of Anka, I rewatched today the cutscene from Senadia, and in the cutscene she threw like some stars into different worlds, maybe I'm too crazy, but I feel like she's throw some anchors into different worlds to keep them together and tied them. Okay, it's maybe a little bit far to stretch, but I was just rewatching the scene and it came to my mind.
不知道，
I don't know. You don't know, you just hear it in legends.
我见过的此类记载都含糊其辞，也因此和正史相比，他们显得不够可信。
The records I have seen are all vague, and so compared to official history, they seem less credible.
但从另一方面来说，假使这些人的确存在，他们原本也不能被视为普通人。
But on the other hand, if these people did exist, they could not considered ordinary at all.
据说失传的笔记小说《七术异法》曾经记载，早在大崩坏之前的年代，作为术，这7位已经在江湖中无人不晓了。
That's the three people. 7. I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and the doggy. So the doggy is referred to. Also, we have very similar looking to Songque. This long young lady on the left, who holding the artifact, is probably the artifact itself, like because they know each other. The one with the cape and the doggo, this is the one that we meet in back then with this fully not devastating, but you know, like not desperate, like fully dead voice. He was really the yeah, whatever, some sort of kind. And then we have a couple of ladies here. This looks like some sort of nun, and this one is having some chains on her, and that one is assassin type because of like some of, or maybe not. It is said that the lost novel The Seven Shus One Law once recorded that long before the Great Eruption, and shoes, they are already well known in the world. I wonder what in Chinese they used the symbol shu, so I can refer to the meaning of the symbol and not by the symbol itself.
甚至在欧夏市建立之初，还有人会将他们称呼为离去的人神。
Even at the founding of Oxia City, some would call them departed human gods. 7 is really good number for also gods and biblical terms.
术，
Shu.
法莫如显，而术不欲现的术。
From the saying, I did not hear the here pronouncing called the law. Is this the law or the law? The law is laid bare. The shu remains unseen.
与其说这是7位具体化的人，倒不如说是7种手段。
Rather than being 7 concrete individuals, it's more accurate to say they represent 7 methods. 7 methods. 7. I need to look after what 7 also means. We have like one method from Songque that she trades fear, but it was like from the shadows, but maybe is her local method.
对抗大崩坏的手段吗？
Methods to resist the great eruptions?
不，那可并非他们原本的职责。
No, that wasn't their original responsibility.
让他们被称为术的，正是与恐惧相关的影中诅咒。
What earned them the title Shu was the curse in the shadows, which is related to fear. Looks like they all like fear.
难道说松雀的？
Could it be that Songque? And this is where you know Songque. Come on. Is it because of glasses?
在这些记载中，松雀其人不仅仅是欺术的一员，而且他作为术的手段还是欺瞒。
Deception! In the Chronicles, Songque isn't just a member of the Seven Shus, but Shu of Deception. Well, if it isn't sus if you're Deception, and Perception is so probably still on the left.
他所能欺骗的对象，甚至包括物理法则。
And Depression is the guy with the dog. Her deceptive prowess expands beyond mere mortals, encompassing even the laws of physics.
我不了解你们提到的所谓记载，但松雀是欺瞒之术，这一点的确如此。
Why may it not grasp the full extent of the records you referenced? Songque being the Shu of Deception is undeniable. And for whatever reason you know how she looks like?
就像也有人称我为弃用之术一样，尽管这种叫法名不副实。
Much like some have dubbed me the Shu of Gadgets, though that may lack precision. Shu of Gadgets? I don't see quite familiar you. Or maybe? Is there a dude? Is this in the middle a dude? Or... And yeah, okay, this green stuff does remind one on Suo. And she has like dude's measure, but what if it's a girl? Hmm.
看来那些传说倒也不全是捕风捉影。
It appears that these legends are not mere whims of imagination.
享乐、
Imagination.
迅死、结合、破气、虚焰、弃用、欺瞒。最后两位现在已经对上了。
From pleasure to sacrifice, union to destruction, falsehood to gadgets, and now deception, the last two already have emerged.
哦，啊，那里，
Ah, there!
如果刚才那些说法可以采信，或许
If the earlier revelation holds true, then perhaps
一位神正准备和我们重新会合。
a god is poised for a reunion with us? Not long ago.
欺瞒之术。看来那些貌似荒诞不经的记载，其来有自。
Why does the graphic here look so strange? Is it because my yeah, I have to play on low graphics? The Shu of Deception looks like those seemingly absurd records are actually somewhat rooted.
虚名而已。但如果真要问出个一二，
It's merely a distant reputation, but if you insist on trying,
虽说是虚名，那也是货真价实的虚名呢。
though it's distant, it's an authentic one.
别误会，我倒是没有考量真实性的意愿。
Don't get me wrong, my interest lies not in authentically.
作为欧夏以外的存在，你能了解到这么多关于术的事，这原本就相当值得玩味。
As an entity. As an entity beyond Oxia, your profound understanding of the Shu is fascinating in itself. It's like we are one of them, right?
而在你的视角中，欧夏和郎丘也的确同出一源。
And your perspective reveals a shared origin between Oxia and Langqiu.
我倒是没有那么确定，因为这里和我记忆中的欧夏区别实在是太大了。
I can't be that certain though. Even the vast disparity between here and the Oxia that's etched in my memory.
但在100多年前，欧夏和廊丘也的确都是古安和城
Oxia,
的
it's
四
not
乡之一
Oxia.。
连我们这栋楼不都叫做安和大厦吗？
Nevertheless, over a century ago, both Oxia and Langchu constituted the four quarters of the ancient Antares city, a fact evident in the building named the Antares Building.
安和城，四乡。
Antares, four quarters.
廊丘、明海、白羽、欧夏。
Oxia.
没错没错，的确是分成4个城区呢。
Oh, I remember now. Langchu, Mingwa, Mingha, Baishu, Oxia. Indeed. Divided into 4 districts.
你看，这至少可以证明，在数据之海中，我们彼此的世界绝不是相互孤立的存在。
You see, this at least attends to the interconnectedness of the worlds within the Sea of Data. It just simply say they are connected together, okay?
既然如此，我接下来的这个建议也就顺理成章了。
In light of this, my suggestion followed naturally. It will not reveal to us. Okay, I see. And now,
综上所述，寻梦者，在老师结束这一次的外出考察回来之前，眼前这些事情就作为你这一学期的研究课题吧。
oh, she's back. In summary, entropy until our mentor's return, consider those unfolding events as a subject of your semester-long research.
有什么问题吗？毕竟你是唯一的亲历者，而且这件事也对你补习历史很有好处。
Any qualms? After all, your first-hand experience would undoubtedly enhance your historical understanding.
不对不对，重点不在这里吧？
No, it isn't the main point.
这整件事可是与末日之矛直接相关，把它作为一个1年级学生的研究课题，未免也太拖大了吧？
Bestowing such a research topic on a first year, especially considering the Honkai of the Apocalypse, seems way too audacious, don't you think?
如果没有亲手搞砸些什么东西，你成长的轨迹未免就太不牢靠了。而且，
But without a hand-on misstep, your growth may seem a bit fragile, doesn't it? Moreover,
以研究课题而言，你不是已经结交了不少身怀绝技的协助者吗？
thus, as for the research topic, haven't you formed alliance with quite a few skillful collaborators?
放心吧，如果真出现了什么麻烦，研究所当然不会坐视不理。但在此之前，
Rest assured, the Research Institute won't ignore any trouble that cross up, but before that,
我也的确希望能由你们出面，解决当前潜伏在欧夏和廊丘2地的危机。
I hope you, on our behalf, can address the looming crisis in Oxia and Langchu.
从这件事总归可以由我来兜底的角度，你们也确实拥有放手去做的资本。
From my perspective, you undoubtedly possess the power of proceed, which me backing you up.
你平常怎么对我就没有这么好的脾气啊？
Expression. Hey, why aren't you usually this patient with me? Because she knows you longer.
刚才帮你带路的那个欧夏机器人对你的态度应该很好吧？
The Oxia robot who guided you would have treated you favorably, correct? The Oxia robot who guided you would have treated you favorably, correct?
世界上大部分人能够和谐相处的一大前提，就是并不了解彼此。
The key of harmonious coexistence often lies in the absence of mutual understanding.
虽然我以前是当过江湖骗子，但你也不用这样来揭短吧。
I may be prone to embellishment once, but there's no need to air my dirty laundry now.
关于寻梦者的研究课题，我倒是有一个和揭短相关的主意。
As for Entropy's research, I have an idea that will be like airing dirty laundry. Okay.
放心，不是揭你的短啦。
Of course, not in the sense of revealing your shortcomings.
我只是在想，从我们自己的优势出发，这个研究课题或许可以从历史着手。毕竟从欧夏这边的情形来说，松雀和他所属的七树都是历史当中的人物嘛。
I'm thinking maybe we should approach this research topic from a historical angle, based on our strengths. After all, Songque and the Seven Shoes she belongs to are all historical figures.
当然，我们不能抛下克拉丽不管。只是关于那种末日之矛，凭我们自己好像也研究不出什么。
Of course, we can't abandon Coralies, but regarding this anchor of the apocalypse, it seems challenging to unravel it on our own.
这是不错的一步。如果各位缺乏上手的思路，关于末日之矛的研究，暂时放在我这边推进，也更为妥当。
A wise move. If you lack a concrete plan, it's more prudent to leave the research to the anchor of the apocalypse to me for now.
那就拜托学姐了。不过希娜，
Then I will leave this to you. But Senna,
这和揭短究竟有什么关系？
what does this have to do with airing the dirty laundry?
那当然要问松雀啦。
That's a question for Songque then. Man, Songque is actually a really big figure here. She's not just any ordinary
如果我们之后
passionate
对历
girl.
史有所发现，难道不会有相当的可能和你的个人隐私有关吗？
Man, okay, to be honest, the only originally he is Helia. I think so. We have somewhat God of Mars, Senna, time traveling probably Dreamseeker, one of the shoes, and then this lady on the left, on the right. Yeah, she's also look very knowledgeable about mystery of the legends. If we discover something about history later on, would not there be a considerable chance that it's related to your personal privacy?
这个嘛，我觉得倒是不会。毕竟，即使被算作树的一员，我那时也只是个平平无奇的小人物呀。
I don't think so. Even though I was considered a member of the Shus at that time, I was just a nobody. Surely, true of deception.
而且，当初我们离开这儿，
Besides, when we left here, yeah, true of deception. You know, the last time someone told me it's like originally nobody had the name Vita, and you know, she was not that ordinary.
该说是当初让你们离开的时候，可没打算过让两边能再见着呀。大家或许也不能把预期提得太高呢。
Should I say when we let you leave, didn't plan on the two sides meeting again? Perhaps we should not set our expectation too high.
但从他者的视角明确事情的前因后果，对现状也的确有所帮助。
But having a clear understanding of the cause and effect from another perspective does indeed help with the current situation.
等等，你今天怎么说话总是胳膊肘向外拐呀？亏我以前每天都夸你好看呢。
Hey, wait, why do you keep stabbing me in the back? I used to compliment your looks every single day.
那都是多久之前的事了？
That was a long time ago. Perception just don't give a...
看来接下来要做的事已经基本有眉目了。
So it seems like we already have a rough idea of what to do next.
我这边会继续推进针对末日之矛的调查，而寻梦者，你们可以按希娜的想法行动。在我看来，从图书馆开始你们的研究就很不错。
I will continue the investigation into the Honkai of the Apocalypse and Entropy. You can follow Senna's suggestion. I think starting your research in the library is a good idea.
那我也来参加关于末日之矛的调查吧。
Then I will join the investigation into the Honkai of Apocalypse.
哦，没想到
Honkai.
你在营救我这件事上还挺积极。
Aw, didn't expect you to be so proactive in rescuing me.
只是这样一来，寻梦者，你要不要暂时把这个名叫“绝”的法器交给陈雪和赫利亚保管？
But in that case, Entropy, do you want to temporarily hand over this artifact called Perception to Changqi and Helia?
既然他也算是树的一员，那还是一边一个比较有效率吧。之前是松雀跟着陈雪，现在正好对调，很合理吧？
Since it's also a member of the Shus, it might be more efficient to assign it to our side. Songque followed Changqi before, so now it's a good idea, a good time to switch. Seems reasonable, right?
无法反驳。
Can't argue with that.
哼，这下倒是不会胳膊肘向外拐了呢。
No place for favoritism here. With a unanimous decision of the next course of action, the group happily reached an agreement. In the vast expanse of time, they probably couldn't fathom the needs to regret their decision at this moment. Considering the unforeseeable grand undertaking that lies ahead. Oh, what? Perhaps only one particular entity can be considered an exception now. Honkai?
多尼戈尔。
Perception? Duonigue. I've heard this name already somewhere.
原来是这样吗？
Is that it? What are you doing? Are you connecting our
晴朗
shadows?
的日子里，有时候也会想和太阳聊聊天呢。
Yeah. Thank you. Duoligue was the name of this
这么说来，
depressive
松雀是不是
guy
还没有在这里好好逛过。
with his depressive voice. I remember correct.
倒是有被刚才那
I
个
did
机器人
investigate a
带着四
little
处做了点调查。
that robot took me around. No matter
无
how
论怎
I
么
look
看
at it,
这里都是个做买卖的
it's
好
such a
去
great
处呢。
place to do business.
这里难道是图书馆？看起来和我知道的那一种好不一样啊。
Is this a library? It looks like quite different from the kind of library I know. Donigu is the dog. Oh, it's a dog. Okay. Do you know how the man called? Maybe? Like of a bib, if not, then so.
和咱那边的瞧着也没啥相似之处。
And it doesn't seem to have any similarities to ours.
所以这要怎么开始看？
So, how do we start?
操作那边的机器就好。
Entropy. Just operate the machine over there.
晴朗的日子里，
So the old man is called Litos from the Act 1. Anki 3762. Is this also a robot? Probably.
逛逛街吧，
And the new NPC models.
也是知觉的一部分。
I'm so happy we have some new stuff. All of them look like a playable character, like almost. I hope we will get also new model for Alvis someday. But I don't know how much of part 1 we will see. Read the text.
操作方法倒是很简洁，不过好像类型也太多了一点。
The controls are pretty straightforward, but there are too many categories.
稍等，我先输入些关键词搜索一下。
Wait a moment. Let me enter some keywords for research. Curse in the Shadows, The Great Panic, 100 Years Chronic. From the synopsis, it records the Great Panic that affected the entire world 100 years ago in the form of a non-fictional novel. Great Panic didn't want someone was trying to not plagiate Eruption.
还是换一本吧。
Let's try another one.
怎么了？
What's wrong?
虽说时间点和事件性质都对得上，但归根结底只是小说而已，不太可靠。
Although the timeline and nature of the events match, it's ultimately just a novel, not very reliable.
那你先看看再说嘛。
We should at least check it first. The title, Curse of Shadows. What does it look like? It reminds one on the pictures from the Sherlock Priest. Then, Legend of the Shadow Illustration Guide. Except indeed when that leader of Shus finally figured out the origins of Vesh's calamities and classified them into 10 types, people seem to gradually forget the fear they had once experienced. No fear, no gain. Although the distant disaster brought by shadows could not be completely eradicated, the fact that those tangible entities could be restrained by humans' effort was reassuring enough. After all, no one fears the flames in the furnace, right? It is precisely because of this that warning becomes necessary. If due to youthful bravado, one willingly plucked their hands into the burning flames, that is not a scenario we would find pleasing. So behold, what we are about to introduce next is a type of 10 Cessations of the Shadows, known as Tainted of Dust. Its manifest effect is perhaps the most fitting example. As depicted when someone is tainted by it, strange imprints periodically flash through their minds. Yet even with such conspicuous features, it was only noticeable by people after a long time, compared to the Dream of Lost, where monsters appeared out of in air or the feather lights, manifesting as incurable plagues, its manifestation is too coward. Seems like nothing more than a malady that deepens fear. Those effects begin by intensely fearing everything they know, starting from what is visible, gradually refusing to engage with it, and ultimately everything includes themselves. And without the Shus intervention, the outcome is clear. You will find it difficult to prevent their self-destruction. Then will disappear. Oh, okay, I will.
虽然格式蛮学术的，但内容和都市传说差不多。松雀，你听说过这种东西吗？
Although it seems scholarly, the content is similar to urban legends. Songque, have you heard of these stories? Were you even listening to us? Why you don't have the... Ah. The girl suddenly snapped back to attention. While the other two were searching for information, she focused on the library robotic shopkeeper with keen interest.
我看看，影中诅咒，100年大恐慌纪实，这标题也太……
Let me see. Curse in the Shadow. 100 Years of the Great Panic Chronicle. It sounds too... Almost bursting out with laughter at the comical title, the girl immediately judged it as nothing bit worth your time, but as her gaze continued downwards and scanned the illustration, looks like the illustration is actually real.
等等，离恶石像。
Wait, 10 Faces of Misery? Yeah, that's what I thought. We have like the name, like Great Panic, they actually mean Great Eruption, and then they also renamed some stuff. Maybe it's translation error from Mars. Is it possible? Translation error from Mars? Wait, the 10 Faces of Misery?
在你们这地界，这种东西还存在着不成？
In your world, does the thing still exist?
虽然不知道你指的是什么，但这毕竟只是一本小说而已。
I'm not sure what you're referring to, but it's just a novel.
恐怕未必如此哦。你们刚到廊丘的时候，不就已经收服过其中一项了吗？
Perhaps not necessarily. When you first arrived in Langchu, didn't you already subdue one of them? Subdue one of them? You mean like the gadget that we have?
你是说被你称为荒凉一枕的那种影子？
Oh, this one. You mean the shadows you call Dream of Lost?
虽说和100年前比起来，算是温驯多了。
Even though they are comparatively tame, no compared to 100 years ago.
哎，总之没在这边见过就好。要当真是和100年前没有什么分别，只有你那一份气用，可还真收拾不了他呢。
Anyway, as long as you haven't encountered them here, that's good. If they are really the same as 100 years ago, the only gadget we have won't be able to handle it.
按照你的意思，难道这本书里的内容在过去真实存在过？
So you're saying what this book talks about really existed in the past? By the way, from all these people here, like we have 7 shoes, we have something that here. Where does Senna even get like to place? What even like Are you who are you? You're not one of the Shus, right?
当然，而且可没他说的这么好应付。
Of course, and things didn't go so smoothly as the book made it sound.
一个人的声誉取决于他的敌手，再怎么说也是树的近身之阶，哪能就这么两下子？
Your reputation depends on your opponents. No matter how skilled you are, just a couple of moves are not gonna cut it. Especially when it comes to Ascension of Shu. Ascension of Shu? Is that like a grad thesis?
毕业论文？哦，你是读书人哈，难怪。这比喻倒也没错。
A grad thesis? Yeah. I suppose that makes sense.
不过真要追根究底，它应该算得上是影子的源流。
But if you delve into it, it could be considered the source of shadows.
怎么说呢？就像是火与电，从凶邪碎物到走进千家万家，总需要一段时日吧。
How should I put it? Like fire and electricity? It always takes time for mysterious, malevolent entities to transform into common household beings.
但千变万变，这些影子的确都是经由恐惧而来。
Yet despite all the changes, the shadows all step from fear.
你的意思是，这本书里所描述的事物和我们所见到的影子？
I always ask why exactly fear and not any other emotions. Like I assumed back then that fear is just how the things rules there, but why not like love or sadness? Like why exactly fear? Are you saying that what's described in this book and the shadows we have encountered?
同根同源。离恶石像这个说法，还是我那位师傅定下来的呢。
Exactly. They share the same roots, the same origin. 10 faces of misery was a term coined by my master, by your master. Is your master one of the Shus or is your master one of the higher ones?
多亏他立了这条规矩，才不至于让树的名头满大街都是。
Which his rule Shu didn't become a household name.
按师傅的说法，那年头让人们苦不堪言的灾异，根源就是人们心中的畏惧。
According to him, the calamities that afflicted people in those days that were so unbearable and profound had originated from the fear in people's hearts. The fear in people's heart. Why do I have to think right now on Heart of Kingdoms of Heart? Wait.
咱也不知道他是怎么弄清楚的，说是什么心中所惧固然千变万化，但全数都可以归为十类。
I don't know how he figured it out, but he said something like the fear in people's heart, though varied, can all be categorized in 10 types.
有时候他倒是的确像书上这样，是某种从影子里钻出来的怪物，但也有些时候，索性就是某种无药可治的疫病。
Sometimes it does resemble the monsters described in this book, emerging from shadows, but at other times, it's simply an incurable epidemic.
唉，真说起来，怪物倒是最容易应付的一项。我认识的一位大姐，凭着一股子蛮力，倒也能驱祟除魔。治标不治本就是了。
Truth be told, monsters are the easiest phase of misery to deal with. I know a tough lady who can ward off evil spirits with brute force. albeit as only a temporary fix. Albeit a tough lady who can raid off evil spirits with brute force. Probably the tall one with chains, one of the shoes.
所以啊，有段日子里能应付得了1项2项的人，也自称是术，欺世盗名。
So for a while, those who could handle 1 or 2 phases of misery called themselves Shus, deceiving the world and stealing fame. Not deceiving. Oh, is it deceiving? Oh, it is deceiving, but it's written so differently. So for a while, those who could handle 1 or 2 phases of misery called themselves Shus, deceiving the world and stealing fame. So you tell me that, Songque, you are able to defeat those miseries too, right?
总之就是盛名之下其实难副啦。
And now you're trying to change the topic. Okay, I see. In short, it's tough to live up to a reputation like that in the long run. Yeah. Phases of misery. And you saw the reaction. I'm not the only one. She just tried to change the topic right now after she
所以
make an
咱师傅
oopsie.
就立了规矩，要想成为术，非得有应付全部离恶实相的能耐。
And now she's trying to make it like, okay, I see. Hence my master set a rule. You can only be recognized by a Shu if you can handle all 10 phases of misery. And now you try to change it. I somehow don't believe you.
哦，所以既然有考核标准，那寻梦者和我岂不是也有机会成为一位术啦？
Wow, so with that criteria in mind, doesn't that mean Entropy and I have a chances to become a Shu too?
这书不是就在咱们面前吗？先看看他是怎么说的。
The book is right in front of us, isn't it? Let's see what it says.
哦，怎么还卖起关子来了？
Why are you leaving me hanging like this?
哎呀，只是咱一向不好自吹自擂嘛。真要咱一五一十去讲师傅的事迹，也很肉麻，不是？你说呢，寻梦者
Yeah, I just don't like bragging. Who wants to listen to me go into details about all the things my master done? What do you say, Entropy? She really don't like to talk about it.
我是没什么意见，不过从刚才的注意事项来看，这里的空间只能算是勉强够用。
I'm okay with that, but based on the guidelines from earlier, the space here is just barely sufficient for us.
在我打开书之后，大家可不要随意乱走。
So after I open the book, please don't go moving around at random.
啊，看书和走动有什么关系啊？
What does reading have to do with moving around?
这个嘛，马上你就知道了。
Well, you will find out soon enough. Loading data book, Curse in the Shadows, The Great Panic, 100-Year Chronicle.
这周的大作。
Oh.
这是数据的立体投影。
Is this a 3-dimensional projection of data?
哦，你们这儿的人倒也懂些道术的。
Oh, wow, you people here even know some Taoist art. Taoist art.
哦，这还能叫书吗？厉害是很厉害，可这要怎么看？
Some Taoist art? What Taoist? Can this still be called a book? It's impressive, but how are we supposed to read it? Man, if in the future we can read book by just jumping there, it will be a little bit scary, to be honest.
其实我也没有多少经验，毕竟平常都在看更抽象的书。不过，听作者的话总没错。
I usually did with more abstract books, so I don't have much experience either. But following their author instructions should give us enough to go off.
接下来要讲述的这段经历，复原自某位调查员的手记。
Out of the data book, the next part of the story is reconstructed from the notes of an unnamed investigator.
由于当中散佚的内容过多，我只能通过其他方面的资料自行补全，还请各位读者谅宥。
Due to the loss of content, I had to supplement it with information from other sources, so please bear with me, dear readers.
根据手记中的内容，这位无名的调查员曾被派往琥珀街执行某项机要任务。
According to the notes, the undisclosed investigation was set to Amber Street on a confidential mission. It does look like Amber Street.
而根据诸多记载，在很长一段时间里，琥珀街都是一个极为凶险的灾异丛生之地。
Yeah, I even remember this steam from here by these blue buildings. What is it like? Looks like very illusion or some sort of. And according to numerous records, Amber Street remained a dangerous location full of disaster for a very long time. Okay. Okay, I think this is the good place to cut off. We have a lot of questions here, to be honest, and still I think that Songque is very sus right now with her being one of the shoes and how she talks. She like makes not she want not to draw too much attention to, like, especially her, I guess. Also, we learned a lot about City, and I think we will have to learn a lot about Mars. Like, it will be it's all new. There's literally almost no connection to Earth, at least for now. So yeah, thank you for watching, listening. I will see you in the next part, and have a great day, night, or afternoon. Go!